Hello everybody and welcome. So happy to be with you this morning. I am Jacqueline Rose, menopause educator and coach, hormonal health specialist and women's health advocate. And today I am talking to you about inflammation. Now you might be wondering, why is inflammation even relevant for you? So let me ask you, are you exhausted the whole time? Have you gained weight and you have no idea why, and anything you do doesn't help to reduce the weight? Are you not sleeping properly? Are you maybe waking up in the middle of the night, not able to sleep, insomnia? Or do you have a full night's sleep but then wake up in the morning exhausted? Are you experiencing mood swings, thinning hair, feeling bloated the whole time, stomach cramps, achy joints, swollen breasts, just not really feeling yourself, achy body where everything just hurts, or moving off the transition from sitting or standing, or the thought of getting down on the floor to play with kids is just like totally, so far removed from where you think you could be. Any of these types of things. Other things like low libido, vaginal dryness, irregular periods, fluctuating periods, very bad PMS, mood swings, feeling more anxious and depressed where you didn't really have those types of feelings before, brain fog, or low energy, low motivation. All you would really want to do if you had the choice was just stay in bed all day. Any of those things. That means that is your body telling you, sending signs that your body is out of balance. Something is going on in your body, usually related to hormones, that is telling you that something is out of balance. And that out of balance is usually coming across as some type of inflammation in the body. Hormonal imbalance and inflammation are very, very closely related. So let's look at what is inflammation. So we normally know inflammation as being like you've got strep throat, your throat hurts, you go to the doctor, you have inflamed tonsils, and you get antibiotics. The antibiotics trigger or hit the virus, and the inflammation goes down, you feel better. That is a natural body response to inflammation. There is a virus or a reason, a localized trigger for an body inflammatory response. And then as the body either heals itself or as it's helped along with antibiotics, the inflammation goes away. However, there is a different type of inflammation that we are talking about here when we're talking about feeling out of balance and experiencing symptoms. And that is chronic inflammation caused by external triggers, not a virus, but what you're eating, hormonal imbalance, insulin resistance, exposure to toxins or chemicals or mold, being super stressed out. All of these things create an inflammatory response in the body, which means that the body is working overtime to keep itself in balance. Because remember, our bodies are amazing things and they always want to be in balance. The problem is that sometimes there are external reasons or internal gut health reasons, or things going on in our body that create this inflammatory response of our body being forced to respond to an imbalance. And then we have to really look at what are the symptoms, identify where the inflammation is. Is the inflammation in the gut health? What is the inflammatory response responding to? What is the trigger for this inflammation? And then very often in extreme cases, you may be told that you have an autoimmune disease, or you may be told that you have thyroid dysfunction, or you may be told you have adrenal dysfunction, or gut health imbalances like IBS, SIBO, leaky gut, any of these types of things. These are all inflammatory responses. This is your body telling you something is out of balance, and your body is responding because the trigger for this imbalance is consistent. It is chronic. It is not just like you've got a work deadline on Friday, and so you're totally stressed out, and then your body goes into inflammation. That does happen, but this chronic inflammation that is leading to chronic diseases, like any of the autoimmune diseases, any of the asthma or skin diseases or skin allergies, any of the allergies, as I said, thyroid, adrenal, gut health. Insulin resistance is a key sign that your body is in inflammation. Any of these things are your body's warning signs, big red light alert that your body is being triggered, is out of balance, and is having an inflammatory response. So what do? Firstly, we have to understand, where is this inflammatory response coming from? So what is the trigger? Is it, for example, eating a high processed, high carb, high sugar diet? That is going to lead to an inflammatory response in the body. Is it high consistent stress, living in a really stressed out state and not really looking after yourself or having any way of re-regulating your body? Is it that you are leading a sedentary lifestyle, that you're not moving, that you are sitting in front of a computer all day, and even if you are going to the gym for an hour every day, that may actually not be enough? So is it potentially a sedentary response? As I said, is it maybe exposure to something that you're not even aware of that is creating this consistent hormonal imbalance? Is it pure hormonal imbalance, reproductive hormones out of balance, which are relating to a lot of the reproductive cycling things that we're seeing? Irregular cycles, PCOS, endometriosis, all come, we are beginning to see that they have an inflammatory response relationship, specifically insulin resistance relationship. And a lot of other things. So what other reasons could there be for having an inflammatory response in your body? We said diet, gut health, stress, hormonal imbalance, lack of movement, lack of really being able to properly move your body in the right way. And that is not going to the gym 5 days a week. I'm not talking about that 1 hour in the gym. That is not moving your body if you are then sat in a chair for the other 8 to 10 hours of the day. Other things could be a lack of self-care, a lack of really boosting those feel-good hormones, or creating that hormonal balance between our reproductive hormones, our whole endocrine system, the feel-good hormones, brain function hormones. The brain regulates hormones, but the brain sends messengers to much of our organs that need the hormones, but our brain actually receives information from our guts through the vagus nerve. So what is going on in the brain is very much connected about what's going on in the gut. So again, that comes back to gut imbalances, gut health, and potential inflammation in the gut. So it is complex. It is a complex network. Our body is a complex network of hormones and a complex network of systems that all work together. The reproductive system, the gut health system, the adrenals, the thyroid system, in our insulin response, and our liver. That is one thing that I have not touched on. But if our liver is overworked, then that means our liver is not processing and detoxifying hormones and other chemicals in our body. And that can also lead to an inflammatory response. Poor liver function, for a whole bunch of reasons, can also be exacerbating your inflammatory response going on in your body, because liver is the organ that helps to process and remove a lot of the things that our body doesn't need and doesn't want and doesn't use. So if you are having any of those symptoms, I know I talk a lot about perimenopause and menopause and the reason for many of your symptoms. If you are in that right age bracket, 40 plus, then that is we have to at least address perimenopause and menopause. But we also want to look at the inflammatory response, especially if you are less than 40 years old and experiencing these symptoms. We want to really understand, is there an inflammation in the body and why? And if you are 40 plus experiencing these symptoms, we want to make sure that we are looking at perimenopause, menopause reasons, hormonal imbalance, and ruling in as an addition or ruling out an inflammatory response in the body. So I hope this has been informative. I know it's a bit complicated. There are lots of moving parts here, but the bottom line is, if you are experiencing symptoms, we want to assess, is your body having an inflammatory response? What is the reason for that inflammatory response? And then how can we identify and treat your inflammatory response to just calm the body down and bring it back into balance? Have a fantastic day. If you want more information, please send me a DM. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you and to supporting you along your health journey.